Welcome back everyone to Crusader Kings 2 with the Game of Thrones mod and my Blackfyre series. We're playing as King Aegon V, known as a Kinslayer, and this is actually what I want to talk about right at the beginning. Now, I got the Kinslayer trait for deciding to execute our uncle, Brynden Rivers, and this is why we got this. However, as a 10-year-old boy, it doesn't necessarily make sense because we were not the one who decided this. Our mother or our grandmothers are regent, but we all know that the decision to execute Bloodraven was made by the hand of the king, Aegon Bittersteel, and therefore I decided to actually give the Kinslayer trait to Bittersteel as well. Now, I have looked at I've checked out my personal traits, and there is a possibility for my character, Aegon, to become honorable. If we have a look at here, he could potentially become honorable, and we could potentially become honest as well. There's also the possibility that we become arbitrary, or even ruthless and cruel. If ruthless and cruel and arbitrary happens, we will probably simply be known as the Kinslayer. But if we become honorable, I think that, once we're 16 and we're honorable, we will remove the Kinslayer trait with console, we will also remove the nickname, and we will imprison our uncle Aegon Bittersteel for kinslaying. I think that's how we should deal with this. There's actually precedent in the stories. That's what the other Aegon V, the Aegon V Targaryen, who was running around with Duncan the Tall, did to Bloodraven for his kinslaying. So I feel like that, is very much an option. At the moment, though, I'm simply going to keep the Kinslayer trait because, it fits the narrative of the enemy lords that are rising up against us. They're rising against our rule, not only because our father was a rebel and a bastard, but also because we are now a Kinslayer. So, I feel like it makes sense. Until we are of age, we will definitely keep the Kinslayer trait, but we have a chance to, redeem ourselves later on by acting against our uncle. So we'll see if that happens. I just wanted to put that out there for those of you who are interested. Now also, people have obviously been asking what happened to the sword Dark Sister after we executed Bloodraven. And in fact, it actually came into the possession of Princess Daenerys, but I don't feel like it really makes sense. I mean, we executed Bloodraven basically in the Red Keep. How would the sword make its way all the way to Dawn? It doesn't really make any sense, and therefore, you've probably already seen this, I have decided to give it to Bittersteel, just as a, personal glory for him. He slew his rival, Bloodraven, and, he took the sword from him. I think that makes sense. And also it's a reward for Bittersteel, because a lot of you people want him to get the Trident or Summerhall. I haven't really decided what we're going to do with it, but for now he has a sword and he's Hand of the King. So, that's something, right? He has some rewards already. But yeah, other than that, I also wanted to talk about the motto of our house. There's actually no official motto of House Blackfyre, but there have been a few discussions. I've actually researched a little bit, and obviously there are some people suggesting that you simply invert the Targaryen words fire and blood into blood and fire, and maybe even write the fire with an Y. But there's actually a better suggestion out there that says that the Blackfyre words should be, "We bear the sword." And that's the motto I want to go with, because, the whole name of our dynasty is, because of the sword. So I feel like, the sword metaphorically stands for the seven kingdoms, for the throne. When the sword was given to my father Daemon, people believed, or he believed, and Aegon Bittersteel believed, and Fireball believed that with the sword, they also gave him the kingdom. And so I feel like "we bear the sword" should be our house words. Yeah, other than that, there's one more thing that I want to do, one action. I have decided to imprison Shiera Seastar. And people have been suggesting that I should actually marry Shiera to Bittersteel, but I don't think... I mean, I could see it. I'm not so sure. What we're definitely going to go ahead and do is we're going to... I can't even release her. Interestingly enough, I cannot release her from prison. Because my counsel's against it. Well, okay, then she shall remain imprisoned. Alright, that's fine then. We'll leave her imprisoned, but once we're of age, we might release her. We'll have to see. Yeah, now before we go forward, there's two more people two more custom characters I would like to introduce to you. The first one is a bastard just like our father was, Jaehaerys Rivers. He's the bastard son of the current Lord of Driftmark, and he was created by Lavender Cord, my Patreon supporter, and his character here, Jaehaerys, he was mistreated by his mother-in-law, obviously, she doesn't really like him that much, and he was also bullied by, well, the other people at court in Driftmark, basically. And so he didn't really have many friends. He grew up quite lonely. He had one friend, but he actually died when his father was sent off to to some mission in Dragonstone, and their ship was actually taken by a storm, and so he lost his only friend. So ever since that happened, he was looking for a role model, right? His father kind of ignored him, so he actually looked at my father, Daemon Blackfyre, who was a bastard himself, and so yeah, Jaehaerys admired him, and he kind of wanted to be like him, and perhaps he even fell in love with him a little bit. That is a possibility as well. Either way, he admired Daemon's skills, and he tried to be like him, and eventually he actually joined Daemon in his rebellion as well, but he was too craven to take up arms against his own father, so this is why he actually just shows up right now, because, yeah, he was too craven to really leave court, even though in his mind he joined Daemon in his rebellion. So yeah, that is the first character I wanted to introduce. I don't know what kind of a position I can give him right now. I mean, he's a dutiful commander, he's a trained fighter, not the best, but he's a decent steward. I think what I will give him, I could, maybe appoint him as an advisor. That is actually possible. I can all of a sudden give advisor roles. You know what? Fine, I'll give that advisor role to you. Okay, very nice. Is there another advisor role I can give out? Yes, there's also a Master at Arms that we need to appoint. Okay, we'll check that out in a second. And the second character I would like to introduce is Garth Blackberry. Yes, we've heard the name Blackberry before. It was actually Sir Gareth the Grey who slew the King Daeron the Good, until, well, he was later killed by his son, Maegor Targaryen. Now, Sir Gareth actually had a twin brother. Not many knew that, and yeah, his twin is Sir Garth the Black. Both of them grew up in the streets of King's Landing, and, Garth was always jealous of his technically older brother, right? They're twins, but, technically his brother was older, and therefore he actually decided to join against his brother, and he sided with Daeron and Baelor in the Blackfyre Rebellion. So he actually was against us at the very beginning, but he first of all, he fought very well in the battle. He earned his knighthood in the Battle of Edgerton, where he was, he was all in black steel armor. He cut down various foes, and so he was awarded with knighthood, and he also earned his nickname. But in that very battle, he was actually quite depressed at the end of it, as he realized his brother was slain by Prince Maegor, and now, from that day, he swore vengeance against Maegor Targaryen, and now they're both rivals. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen, because Maegor is obviously now our prisoner. So perhaps Garth is gonna try and get into the prison and kill him or something. We'll have to see. But yeah, he's now, obviously because of this, he has decided to switch sides during the war, and he has joined our side now. And I would like to imagine that initially, the house of Sir Gareth the Grey was called House Greyberry, right? Sir Gareth the Grey of House Greyberry. But then his brother, Sir Garth, took on his brother's arms and renamed it to House Blackberry, just like we have the Red Apple and the Green Apple fosterways. This is kind of how I like to imagine things went down. Okay, so after this long introduction, once again, I would like to draw your attention to one thing I did. I used the console commands one more time to basically kill off the Lord of the Command of the Gold Cloaks, because, yeah, he was just kind of in the way, and I have instead decided to appoint Harys the Oathkeeper as Lord Command of the Gold Cloaks, or Command of the Gold Cloaks, which I think is really, really nice. So there he is. I feel like that fits quite well. His dual skill is really good as well. Oh, and I should mention, yeah, this character has been created by my patron Gaz, and I know you actually wanted to have a formidable fighter, but I've decided to tone it down to a skilled fighter because I didn't want him to be a stronger fighter than Gareth, but you're already really good with like 11 dual skills, so there's no reason to complain, right? Okay, now we've got a few more council positions to give out. We need to give another advisor role. I wonder who I can give this to. As advisor, I think we will... I mean, my mother, she's already High Almoner. Who else could we appoint? I think I'm actually... Will I appoint my mother's advisor? I mean, sure. Sure, I will appoint my... I can't. Actually, maybe I can do it if I go like this. No. I can't appoint as an advisor for some reason. Okay, what about if I try and appoint Harry's the Oathkeeper? Is that possible? To appoint you as advisor? It is. Let's go for that. And then we also need a new Master at Arms. We could pick our King's Guard or someone else. I mean, you know what? He's decent. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to appoint Sir Garth the Black as our King's Guard. As our Master at Arms. You know what? Yeah, let's go for it. Because all the other King's Guard that we had, they have now left our court for good, so we cannot appoint them anymore. I will have you train troops here in King's Landing. Very good. And our massive coin, I actually want you to collect some taxes. Yes, perfect. The rest seems pretty decent at the moment. Nothing else we need to do. And yeah, we also need to give out a few more titles. I can actually look into my Dragon Dreams. I have Dragon Dreams? Apparently I do. That's interesting. There's a 65% chance a plot is successfully revealed by Daemon. Oh, that is my brother. My brother Daemon Blackfyre. He has Dragon Dreams. And we can actually look into that. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what happens. Daemon spent many hours in his Dragon Dreams. After many metaphors and images, the outline of a mysterious figure and a dragon circling overhead appears. The dragon opens its mouth and breathes fire, which illuminates the figure, who is none other than Commander Daemon of the Kingsgate. The signs all point that he's apparently plotting to fabricate a claim. Ah, interesting. So he has a plot going on the High Lodge of King's Landing. Does that mean I can imprison him? I think it might be. But then again, you know, maybe he's going to end his plot. He will end his plot. So we'll just ask him to end his plot. There's no reason to imprison him for it, I think. Okay, very cool. So, you know what, Daemon, you might be quite interesting. I'll actually keep you, keep an eye on you, because this was kind of cool. Yeah, we can request our coronation. I think we'll do that a little bit later. And we need to pick a Paramount Knight. Who could I give this title to? We've got quite a few knights. Well, I think I might give this to Melvis Strong. Actually, I'll give that to Byron Flowers. And then, as commanders, I'll pick Harry's. Yeah, sure, why not? And then the Lord Celtigar. Yeah, you are going to be a commander as well. Alright, well, it's not like I spent 13 minutes, you know, unpaused, so, you know, that's good, right? And I think we can finally move on. So yeah, let's go and move forward. We are getting all of our troops together, and we are about to win our war with Bloodstone, which is really, really cool. And apparently Bittersteel is unhappy. Ah, that is wrong. Okay, whatever. Bittersteel seems to be a bit grumpy. We'll have to give him something. As I said, people have suggested to give him Summer Hall. I might do that. But there's actually the possibility to build a summer house, and I think I want to do that first before I give it out to someone. So Bittersteel, unfortunately, has to wait before he gets anything. Hopefully he's not too mad about this. Actually, he really dislikes us, so we'll have to see. Wendell of the Green Shield is joining us. Oh wow, so many formidable fighters. This is insane. This is truly insane. Anyway, we actually won the war with Bloodstone right now, which is cool. Who am I gonna give Bloodstone? You know what I think? I'm not going to end the war right now, because we would have to give out titles. So I'm just gonna stay at war. There's nothing they can really do against it. I hope that it doesn't automatically end, which might be a possibility. I'll simply decline it, so that should be fine. I hope at least. And more people joining us. Cape Wrath, which is interesting because the Stormlands already joined us. But yeah, okay. Bitterbridge has now, okay, betrayed their liege. So, yeah, it's pretty clear the Reach, despite having 34,000 men, you know, they're not going to win. In fact, I actually have his heir as at my court. Alright, yeah, so you know what? These wars probably are not going to be too difficult. And more people joining us. Spotswood. Well, I've already decided that I'm going to give Dawn to the Yornwoods. They simply deserve it, so, I mean, I guess you could say, that the Danes perhaps have a shot at it because of Ulrich winning the war for Daemon, basically. But he's already, you know, simply going to be the Lord Commander. I think that's enough reward for him. Okay, what's this? We can discourage someone from conspiring. I think threatening is the way, you know, Bittersteel would handle the situation. We're simply going to threaten him, yeah. Outright, and we'll see what they do. Benford Vance has decided to become a vassal. Okay. There's actually 7,000 men in the Trident. That's not too bad. Okay, and Peter... Okay, so the Reach, basically all the Reach Lords are joining us. And Peter of the Kingswood is being a problem. Now, one thing I definitely got to mention is that we have a faction that wants Sir Baelor on the Iron Throne. And Chiara as well. So, I guess it's probably okay if we keep them imprisoned for a while. I don't know how that's gonna work. Would they be released? I mean, probably. Would be weird if we had them in our prison. Anyway, I will have Kenric leading the center. Then I will have Ormond Seret lead, and then my grandmother as well. Now, by the way, she's a great commander. How dare you question why I make her a commander? She is amazing. I love my grandmother. Okay, wow, there's 11,000 men coming. Huh. I'm kind of... You know what? They actually have... Holy hell. They have a lot of men. When are you going to arrive? I don't think I can fight. How many men joined us? We have 18,000 men. The Reach has a lot more. You know what? I'm actually going to have to wait for the Stormlander forces before I can do anything. Luckily, Riverrun is now being besieged after this battle. So that would end one war. We're actually going to have to retreat to King's Landing. Yeah, maybe Tyroshi are going to join us. Yeah, now we've got 23,000 men. So I'm actually going to wait for them to arrive in Longwood Hall, and then we'll attack them. Yeah, 6,000. We've got 23,000, so that's fine. Oh, Lord of the Crossing. Lord Frey has joined us. Apparently Walder died. Wait, is that the Walder Frey? No, obviously it's not. What am I talking about? Yeah, but interesting. Okay, Lord Frey has joined us. Very good. In fact, how many men does he bring? He brings 5,000. Alright, good. Well, anyways, let's move on. 13,000 men. He's not even reinforced. Oh, he's reinforcing now. Okay, it's going to be a big battle. Ooh, we have Leo Longthorn in the center. This is going to be epic. I think there's going to be some epic battles going on in this particular fight. Or some epic duels, I could imagine. I mean, our Lord Commander of the Kingsguard could actually end up fighting King Leo. In fact, we're actually losing this right now, as it seems. Are we losing this? No. I think we're winning. We're winning still. Although it was relatively close. And yeah, Leo was slain by Malwys Strong, the Kinslayer. He slew another king. Well, that was to be expected. Anyone else who died? Malwys Strong? No. Well, that was quite impressive as well. And so now Othor is king of the Reach. And Aaron has inherited the Reach. That is something you don't see very often. He was actually at our court. And Lord Edwin was slain. Oh wow, Edwin Grimm of the Shield Eyes was slain by Dana the Defiant. That is actually kind of amazing. We're just slaughtering the enemy commanders. Wow. So yeah, 2 of them were killed. I wonder if Longthorn, if Leo had some sort of a King's Guard. But you know what? This could be problematic. Perhaps he's going to call in his father. So that would actually bring the Veil against us. Although they're currently fighting another war. Which is good. But yeah, I think we're going to actually turn around and attack you. King Daemon of the Rock. Yeah, well, that's... How dare he call himself king? That is actually kind of frustrating. Regardless, we'll move on. And... yeah, vassal levies are raised too long. With 53%, maybe we should peace out the River Lord first. Edmund Tully. Because, you know, everyone basically joined us in this particular war, but they didn't join the other wars for some reason. We had a new Master of Laws because Lord Allah died. What did he die of? Bad case of the flu. Alright, well, in that case, I will make... probably... why do you hate me? You want to become Chancellor or Master of Laws, though. I will probably appoint Devon of Blackwater Rush, even though we killed his father in battle. I mean, perhaps he's learned his lesson. Yeah, you know what? You're going to be my Master of Laws, and you'll just perform statecraft. That's fine. Okay, now with this battle done, I will probably... You know what? Actually, let me see if we can go ahead and... Who are you defending against? Fine. We'll defend him. But I will actually go ahead and send my men to Shivering Brook, and we'll try and defeat the Lannister army as well after we've defeated against the Reach. There goes the war in the north. Okay, so now it's going to be interesting what the Starks do. They could potentially join against us, right? Because I think so far they've been out of this. They've kept out of the war because of their rebellion. And apparently Rhaegal Targaryen has just died in the dungeons. Interesting. Now that actually makes Shiera Seastar free for, you know, Bittersteel. I mean, it's not too late to annul the marriage or the betrothal here. So we could marry him to Shiera Seastar. Alright, anyways, more people joining us. That's always awesome. And we'll crush the West now. Okay, so this has ended. So I wonder if the Vale's going to join against us. It's very possible. I mean, it would be smart if he was to support his heir. He already has a non-aggression pact there, but he doesn't seem to have any relations with his son, which is strange enough, actually. Anyway, more people are dying? Not too sure. Someone's trying to kidnap Gwyneth Targaryen. And Byron Flowers wants to... Wait, didn't he kill Leo Longthorn? Pretty sure he did. Wasn't that Byron Flowers? No, that was Melvin Strong. Okay, so you want to join the Night's Watch. I mean, I hate to leave you go, but if you want to, I don't see why not. I mean, you have a purpose. You certainly do, but we've got so many great fighters. I mean, if that's your wish, okay, fine. Yeah, go for it. All right, Byron Flowers, you are now at the wall. That's fine. So we don't necessarily need you as an important character anymore, but I definitely have to appoint a new commander now. All right, well, the Lord of Hayford then is fine. I definitely want to fight this battle though, because we only had one in this episode. Okay, more people more Reach Lords joining us. Excellent. And yeah, okay, Lord Laegard joining us as well. Great. This seems to be relatively easy. Daemon of the Rock, I think he might get killed in this battle as well. It's very possible. Unless he runs away, of course. The Princess Pass, House Fowler joining us. Very good. And who was slain? Ooh. Defend the Iron Throne again. Oh, wow. Look at that. Actually, he's attacking Bloodstone. That's not exactly what I need him for, but alright, whatever. And I am being attacked. The Reach Lords. The castle's impregnable. Am I gonna run away? I don't think so. I don't think so. We're not gonna hide, necessarily. Because, I mean, we're gonna come around and defeat this army soon enough. But I do want to know if Daemon has been slain. No, he managed to survive. Alright, well, on that note, I think I'm gonna end this episode here. The wars are going really, really well so far. The Reach is just in complete turmoil. He almost has no more men. And is ruled by an Aaron, so I don't think he's going to last very long. And other than that, I mean, Riverrun's under siege, we're winning every battle. It looks really good. And I think in the next episode, we'll be able to finally well, consolidate the realm. But for now, I want to end this episode here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.